Well, Cynthia Micallef, thank you so very much for joining me on So Zoom In. I am so excited to have you. You are in Spain, which is so exciting to me because this program has become international. And I found you on Facebook as part of a group of women helping women entrepreneurs. And I was very impressed and drawn to who you are and what you do. And when I started doing some research on you, first of all, you're a yoga person. I love yoga. And what I think yoga now is so important because it reminds people to breathe. And with everything going on, people just really need to remember to take a deep breath. and
Totally.
and what's so interesting this morning, we had 4 earthquakes here in California. One at 4:30, and then an aftershock, and then another one a couple hours later. Well, about an hour and a half later, and then another aftershock. And I was scared, and it made me realize how right now there's so much fear. And
Mhm.
you're a business coach, and you help people get started with business. And sometimes you just have that fear of like, oh my God, how am I going to get started? And I was wondering if we could just kind of get started with, how do you deal with fear, and how do you help people overcome that hump to do what they want to do, to achieve that dream that they have that's within them? Because you seem like that type of person who really makes things happen for people.
Yes, yes, I do. So thanks for having me on here. First of all, I'm really excited to be here. Yes, I was actually talking about this yesterday about conquering our fear. And the way I do it, so I always think about myself that I have something missing. um, and this is where I can help people, in fact. So I think I have something missing in terms of if I think of an idea, I just go for it. I don't really think of the after. What's going to happen? So kind of, I was talking to someone this week as well, and she said, I let my ideas flow through me, which is really interesting. And most of us, we get an idea and it stops here. It's because we overthink it, and then all the stories come up and all the fear comes up. And then it stops, and then we never do anything about it. And I think this is where I can come in, because maybe I have this something missing, or I just let it go through, and I can help other people and help women take the action and go through the fear. So the first thing I say is that fighting the fear, and this is a very yogic thing as well, fighting the fear is, we're actually going to attract it more by trying to fight the fear. So what we have to do is we acknowledge it, we accept it. And we have to realize that it's like totally normal. Of course, we are scared to do something new, right? And we're going out of our comfort zone. So everyone is scared, but this is what we have to do to start projects, to start a business. It's always, we have to go out of our comfort zone when every time we start something new. So I think if we realize that we all have it in even super successful people, they all have it. Everyone is at their level, everyone is on their journey. So we realize that it's totally normal, and then also instead of fighting it, we accept it, we acknowledge it. And then, of course, there are steps of maybe like joining a community of, for example, in our case, of women entrepreneurs who are going through the same journey, or you join a community of people who are going through your same journey. So then you can get the support, you can ask questions, and then actually you realize that you're not on your own. I think that is also like one of the main things. You are not on your own. If you have that question, or if you have that fear, then someone else will have it as well. And that really helps. And then we do step by step. You go step by step. So of course, when you think of the end goal, your where you want to get to at the end, that's quite overwhelming. So how we deal with it is baby steps by baby steps. And this is how we can work with our fear, work with the fear. And then if we take those baby steps, the baby steps are going to be more manageable.
Yeah.
And basically it's a very simple process as well.
It sounds simple, but still it's like you get in that state of like, you know, where do I go next? Especially since, you know, we have this COVID, this pandemic, which, you know, I'm sure, how's it going on in Spain right now with this pandemic?
Okay. Yeah, so in Spain it's
you,
quite bad. It has been quite bad in Spain as well. I am not in mainland Spain, so we are quite lucky. I'm in Ibiza, in an island, in the Balearic Islands. So we have it quite good at the moment here, but we fall under Spain. So we have the same rules of Spain, unfortunately.
so do you have to wear a mask when you go outside, or that whole
Yes,
thing?
we have to
And it has
wear
just,
masks.
and so have you noticed that the energy has shifted, that people are more afraid to try new things because of this pandemic? Or do you feel that because of this pandemic, people are going online more and they are creating more business and they want more help to do something different? What has
Yes,
the shift been for you?
I think there's definitely an urgency or a want to explore the online world, because we all realize that like we cannot really keep on depending on our traditional models of business. Mm-hmm. And I think actually this has given a real push for women who to start online businesses as well. So if, for example, they have had a career, in an office, or even their husbands, depending on their partner or their husbands, it's giving them a push to say, actually, I can do something, and I can do something, I can start a business, be successful, but also start with nothing, like start with, it doesn't have to cost me money. So the barriers of entry, are very, very low. And I think actually that's a nice, feeling, that's a nice way to think about it. I also think that there are people, who have really had a big, cuts in their hours, or cuts in their salary, or even lost their jobs. And I feel like there's like two sides, not the positive and the negative. And the negative is like, they can't get the jobs because they're suffering and they see everything negative. And I think it's because they're not thinking wide enough. They're not exploring the online options which are available to all of us.
Well, you have your own Facebook page, Hub for Entrepreneurs, right? And so if a woman joins that and say she wants to start her own business, but she has no idea how to get started, that would be the type of place where she could get ideas and get the support that people need now for business.
Exactly. So it's a group. It's a Facebook group, so I'm creating a community of women entrepreneurs, because I think a group, like, we can like chat and ask questions and really grow a community from there, because it's like a private community. Yes, and I also have a blueprint, an online business blueprint, which anyone can receive for free, and I give them the step by step on how to start a business.
Yeah,
and
how did you get started in this? Because you've had your own businesses, so what made you decide to do this?
Okay, so I was like, I was more online than usual during lockdown, and I have a retreat business, a yoga retreats business here in Ibiza. I've been doing that for the last 4 years. And I was online, and I was following a coach, and we got chatting, and she was suggesting to me, why don't you start helping wellness coaches or fitness and wellness professionals actually to start an online business. And that's kind of like, oh, okay, like maybe I could do this, and, started kind of playing with the idea. However, when I delved deeper into it, and this is, I do talk a lot about this on the group as well. In fact, the group first was for wellness and for wellness and fitness professionals. However, then I realized that my kind of ideal client is more driven women rather than fitness and wellness. And it's made sense because the clients that come, the guests that come to my retreat are more driven women who are in a professional setting or have started their own business. So kind of the ideal client doesn't change from business to business because it's people who can relate to us. So that's how it all started, actually, by someone's suggestion.
That's wonderful. But you ran with it. I mean, so many times people give, suggestions and people just let it go, but you actually did something with it. And that's,
I know, yes.
and how do you find, okay, I'm a huge yoga fan, and I just started getting back to it. And I gave myself a 7-day challenge and I'm on today's my day 5, and I'm so excited. And I realized doing it, I'm exercising muscles I hadn't paid attention to in a long time. And I'm noticing my breathing, but I'm finding the discipline of it, how it applies to everything. And I would think starting your own business, you need that discipline. You need to find those rules that you set for yourself to get done, to get through. Now, is that something that you also help your clients with, discovering what those rules are and how to find that discipline?
Exactly. So actually, when I do my business teachings, I am incorporating yoga philosophy translated into the modern world. So I'm not using, any funny, difficult language, yoga philosophy to do my business teachings. And I have my 4-point framework. I call it the Zen success framework. And one of them is discipline. One of the points is discipline. And so discipline is showing up every day. Basically, is showing up every day, say if it's on social media, or showing up every day for your clients and potential clients. And that's the discipline. I'm not saying kind of 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, because we also have to use, because actually one of the points is also balance. We have to, still keep our sanity, of course, and our health. But discipline is one of them. And this is what I am using to do my business coaching as well.
So you hold people accountable to.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Yeah. First of all, I love that you have a yoga retreat. I want to go. I don't want to be on a plane right now, but I want to go. So when things, your yoga retreat, is that something that you have often, or is that you're still doing?
Yes, I'm still going to do them because I just love them. That's like my passion project. Right. I'm still going to offer them, of course. So I usually do 2 or 3 per year. And this year, of course, everything had to be cancelled. Hopefully I'm going to do one in October. But again, the rules changed this week for Spain. So it's kind of we don't know what's going to happen this year. So I still obviously want to offer the yoga retreats because I have built a community with that as well. And I understand that not all my guests who come on the yoga retreat want to talk business on their holiday or even have a business, right. And some of them have careers. So I still want to continue that. But I would love also to start doing a business retreats. So kind of business and wellness retreats combined as well.
Ooh, that sounds fascinating. I like that. So what kind of business are you finding? Are you finding like everything, or what type of business stands out to you the most, as a online business?
Okay, so it's service-based business. This is what I want to kind of concentrate on to help people have service-based businesses. And it's any service-based business. So it's from wellness, coaching, or maybe fitness professionals, so like yoga teachers, personal trainers, and also the creative industries, like the website designers and branding, and I concentrate on helping them basically to get off the business off the ground. And the biggest question is getting clients and getting a regular income out of their business.
Well, and that takes time, like yoga, you just can't go in and go into a deep pose. You have to really build up to it, right?
Yes, it takes time, but it doesn't have to take. It doesn't have to take. It takes less. You can start from zero to starting building a client base within weeks, if you are disciplined.
Discipline,
If you are disciplined and have very tight goals. So yes, it can take you a year if if you're working and then you go on social media and you stay, like kind of going around it. But if you are very disciplined and you have very tight goals, then you can actually really start finding clients from in a matter of, let me just say, I don't know, like it depends on yourself, it depends on your client base as well. I would say 1 month, 2 months, you can start earning an income.
Oh, that's exciting, especially especially now, with everything that's going on. But I think you've really hit on something, because I think even when this whole thing is over, I think people are still going to connect on the internet, because look, we're talking internationally here, which is exciting.
I know. This is amazing.
Yeah.
And I think that's what a lot of people are saying. I think that some people are would really love to keep their offline business, and why not, like massage therapists and so forth, of course, and love that like one-to-one connection. Same with yoga teachers, same with fitness professionals. Some people would still want to teach offline, but I really feel even all the yoga studios, all the fitness studios, they still are keeping their online classes. And it's been actually really interesting. And some people want to totally pivot to have their business online as well.
Well, okay, I have to admit, doing yoga at home is kind of nice, because you don't have to worry about being stuck in traffic, or after class when you're in that Zen mode, and then you have to drive home, in half an hour. So it is kind of nice just, have that comfort. So I appreciate that. Of course, I kind of miss the energy you have, but
yes, definitely.
So when you have your clients and you're working with them, do you find that you hit a lot of obstacles with some of them? Or, I mean, that's what you're there for, is to help them solve obstacles. What's your biggest challenge working with clients starting off a new business?
The first obstacle always is mindset. It's always mindset. And I also have a framework called the Warrior Framework, and the W is for winning mindset. It's always the mindset. So this is the first thing we work. So mindset is 8%. So if you get your mindset right, you are already 8% into having a successful business. And this is something we always work with. So mindset is obviously it's a massive subject, but the mindset I see, especially in women, is we want to help people. We all want to help people. And we want to help everyone. So especially at this time in the pandemic, we feel like we don't want to charge people. We feel like we are scared a little bit to sell, and to put our offers out there. And so this is the thing that we are finding difficult. And also kind of we want to help the people that cannot afford our services as well. However, so this is the thing that I work with them. And I always say, the more money we make, the more we can help people in the long term. But first we have to make the money, and then we can start giving the scholarships out. And, for example, once per month, you help one client for free for someone who cannot afford it. And when they get that, then it's okay. Then we can start working. So that's the number one thing I would say is charging our worth as women.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Because as women, it's like we feel like we never. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean when you feel like you don't have that self-worth. So why should, but then changing that, of course you should charge for your services, because you're worth it and what you're providing is valuable, and it becomes that energy exchange, right?
Totally. And actually, the more, I'm not saying kind of the more money, it has to be like a price that we feel is aligned to us. It's a price that I feel that I am okay to charge with, that I'm going to sleep well at night. And then the energy will come when we accept that, when we have a really good mindset, the energy will come. And the other thing I really help my clients with is coming into our superpowers. And what I mean with this is, and I love this, and what I mean with this is when we really get into our character, our superpower, instead of like hiding behind them, we step into them even more. And with that, it makes us unique. It makes us more unique. And then we're either going to attract, people are only either going to be attracted to us or totally not attracted to us. And that's okay. And because we all attract different types of people, right? And I really find it really, really powerful, kind of when they get that, when I help them stepping into their superpower. Because a lot of them, they say, oh, I'm not sure, I'm struggling with it. And when they get that, it's like the face lights up. And then I say, once you get that, once you get the superpower, you go into your message fully. You step into it fully, not like, I'm not sure what I'm saying. So your message has to be totally there, like 100%. And then that's like super powerful. And then the clients will just start coming in, like the attraction starts coming in like very, very naturally.
Well, that's key right there too, knowing your message, being able to be clear on that. And is that something that you also help your clients with? Because
totally, this is what I'm finding actually when I'm talking to people, and especially to a lot of my members in the group. I'm finding that their message is not clear, and again, they want to help everyone. They want to serve everyone. So they are, the messaging is very general, or they have a lot of ideas. So, I really help them to get there, to narrow down and to get their messaging clear. So then the client will know exactly how you can help them with. And then it becomes much easier as well, of course.
Well, I would think life is so much easier when you're clear on what you want. So I think that's good. To really just, when you are clear and you're focused, and it just seems so much easier, and you're in that flow, and so it's great that you're able to help people, find that flow for themselves. So
Totally.
How long do you usually stay with a client? Do you usually just help them get started, or do you kind of like see them all the way through, or how does that usually work?
So currently I am working with clients on a 6 weeks basis. I'm offering 6 week packages, although on a one-to-one basis, that 6 weeks doesn't have to be 6 weeks. It can be more than 6 weeks. So if they need like 2 weeks in between one of the calls, that's okay as well, because I understand that life gets in the way. They go, especially at the moment, we go on holiday. So it could be, we have one call and then it's 2 weeks like to implement. So it's more fluid when it's one-to-one as well. Kind of, I'm very accepting of that. We all have busy lives, we all have children, and so forth. So I offer 6 calls basically, but I also support them in between as well, in between our calls as well.
And then they become part of the Facebook group, the private group, where everyone can support each other too, or is that something separate altogether?
Yes, no, of course. So the Facebook group is free for everyone. Yes.
Oh, that's great. Well, I just think that's so exciting. It's like you're giving a platform for women to feel like they can do it. They can create their own business on their own. Well, of course, with support, from their family, but to find that within themselves to just do it. What has been your most successful case?
My most successful case?
Yes.
Sorry, it's cutting a little bit.
You're most, the type of person you meet that just takes off right away, that listens to you and just really does everything. You just really open it up within her, and she's just like, boom, she just goes on fire. Have you had that yet, or is it really just take a lot more work and you're doing a lot more encouraging and cheerleading type thing?
Yeah, so of course I love to work with action takers, because that's how I am, and so that's like my ideal client, of course. Yes, so I've had a client who like immediately she started, I suggest, it depends what they want to do, like it depends what their aim with the business is, but I suggested that they start their own Facebook group, and she immediately did it, and it was like really actually inspiring even for me. She was inspiring by she invited me in the group, so I know what she's doing in there, and then I really helped her to get into her superpower, because the thing that she was struggling to understand she wanted to hide behind her character. She thought that her superpower is going to be like really unattractive. And as soon as I said it, she just could not believe it, that she can actually use the character that she was hiding. She couldn't believe that she can use it as a superpower. So that was like really, really powerful for her.
Yeah.
And then creating her own group, creating her own community, and then on to developing, she's currently developing her own program, coaching, not coaching program, sorry, course program.
Do you offer course programs yourself? Is that...
So I'm going to launch one. I'm working on one, probably 6 to 8 weeks time.
Okay, that's great. So, well, taking advantage of the internet where people can just watch it. Would it be like a live course or a recording or both?
No, I think it's not. I think I want to do it live because I think there's more interaction in live. So it will probably be a 90-day course with weekly calls, and yes, and delivered live, because then we have time for Q&As as well. So and I really like that interaction as well. So yes, I'm really excited about that, because also, like, how many people can we have as one-to-one clients, right? So it's good to offer like a program where I can help more people with my time.
Now, you're a mom, you're a busy mom, right? And so I think it's just so inspiring that you're able to do this and still be a mom, or you're able to have that balance. And I feel like we have to go back to yoga, because yoga is all about balance. So the philosophy of this ancient exercise or practice is all about grounding and breathing and finding that balance. And it seems like if we could take that into business, so I just think it's wonderful that you have that philosophy already ingrained in you, and you can share that with your clients to help them put into their own business.
Yes, totally. So it's not, like when I'm coaching my clients, it's not just about business and and being successful in business, but I also coach them on how to stay healthy and sane as well. And by adopting the Zen success framework that I adopt also to work, I can, like, I can't say that I'm working less hours, because I'm working, but the hours that I'm working are more focused. So that means I get more work done in the time that in say 60 or 90 minutes, and that is leaving me time to spend with my kids, time in the evenings. There's always room for improvement, of course. Okay. I still need to kind of not put on the computer and check my messages after I put the kids to sleep. So there's always room for improvement. But I can totally do that. And this is how I work with my clients. This is what I teach them, to be focused. So then we get more work in the allotted time. And then we can have time to spend time with our family and take care of our families as well.
I think that's just so awesome. I find that so inspiring. And I just think it's great that you're helping people. Now, most of your clients, are they in Europe or the United States, or are they global? I mean, can anyone?
Global.
Oh, it's
actually global. Yes.
That's wonderful. So people can just reach out to you and make arrangements with you, right?
Yes.
And your website. I would like you to give a shout out to your own website, if you can.
Yes, so my website is my name, CynthiaMicallef.com. I don't know, maybe we can write it down.
I will definitely put your link in when I post this. I have to admit, I'm just so proud of you. And when I was I saw, when I was reading about you, and you had such a wonderful energy. And to be able to share that energy with other women and encourage them, inspire them to create their own business and kind of help guide them. We need more of that. And I was just so excited. And that's why I had to reach out to you. You're so gracious to agree to be part of this. And I really appreciate that. And I know you're busy in this whole crazy world going on. But I love that you see something and you just go with it. You're in that flow. Is there is there any piece of advice that you like to give out to just get started if you're afraid? Like, say there's someone out there who really wants to do something different, but just doesn't even know how to start or how to begin. What would you tell that person?
The one thing I would say, or the few things I would say, is make it your world. So whatever your chosen subject, make it your world. So this is when I was kind of thinking of doing it, it took me a few weeks to start, and I literally made it my world. I listened to all the videos that I wanted and always go, with the top experts, listen to everything, read the books, make it your world without overwhelming yourself, of course. And then, as I said before, join a community of people who are doing the same journey. And the one thing that actually I did not mention that is especially happening at the moment, I've heard it a lot, that we get some negative comments from our family and our friends, obviously, because at the moment there's quite a negative vibe outside. No one has the money to buy, there's not enough money, and so forth. So then they feel that we cannot do it because people don't have the money to spend. And this is why I suggest, especially in the online world, we can all access these positive communities. And this is why it's so good to join these positive communities. So then when our family and friends are coming up with their own insecurities, we stop it. And I also use this like body movements, we stop it. We don't let it enter inside us, come inside us. And I think that will be really, really helpful for everyone.
So just, and they can join your Facebook group, find you on Facebook.
Yes. And also, I have the online business blueprint, which is a very simple step-by-step of how to start. And it's a very action-based step-by-step on how to start your online business.
Oh, that's wonderful. All right. So we're all dealing with fear because of this pandemic. We all just need to take a deep breath, remember to breathe, focus on what we want, right? And find what makes us happy, right? Because usually doing what makes you happy brings more happiness, right? Just like fear attracts more fear, happy attracts more happy, right? Okay.
Totally, of course.
Right. So they need to find you on Facebook, join your Facebook page, and just allow themselves to be happy and find what works best for them, and you can help them. And I think that's
and also believing in yourself that you can do it. If I can do it, if every other person can do it, then so can you. So everyone, especially in the online world, we can all do it.
Right. There's no limit. That's exciting.
Exactly.
Well, you made me so excited. Well, I'm going to check out your blueprint. I'm definitely going to do that because, now I just need to focus myself. Get focused and, breathe. But okay. And I want to take your yoga retreat because I was looking at pictures and I got so excited. It looks so beautiful there and by the ocean, and it just.
Please come next year. I hope things will get back to normal.
Well, we're creating our new normal, by connecting and by being more creative, and and so just think, had this never happened, we would never be talking. So
right? I think so as well.
Mm-hmm. And so just think all the great things that are going to come of it, and all the wonderful women entrepreneurs you're going to help create. And I'm very excited. So thank you.
Thank you so much for inviting me to come over here.
And I look forward to following you, and women are going to come to you. It's just going to happen. So thank you so very much, Cynthia.
Thank you.
All right. I'm going to put it out there. Is there anything that you'd like to add, throw in about you, about what you're doing?
What I will be doing?
Yes. Sorry. Is there anything that you would like to add about what you're doing that we didn't cover, that you just want to throw out there?
And I don't think so. So I'll be growing my group, my hub for driven entrepreneurs Facebook group, and I connect with every single person in there. So I literally know everyone who's in there now, which is amazing. So I'm all about connection. I'm all about deep connection. You know, of course we can grow like really massive groups very, very quickly, but I am, you know, especially in this day and age, no, with like social media being so busy, you know, I think deep connection is so important. So yeah, whoever wants to start a business, come and connect with us all.
That's wonderful. All right. Thank you so very much, Cynthia. You have a beautiful evening over there. This day's just starting here. Hopefully no more earthquakes. You know?
So
And be safe. And I will see you online. All right. Thank you so much.
thank you. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.